This is TWiT.
I didn't know this. There's a company that does this.
Celestis.
This is their business of taking remains into space.
A sample. So they take just a thimble of you. They don't take your
a little
whole-
bit.
Yeah.
Nichelle Nichols, who recently passed, of course, Lieutenant Uhura from Star Trek, will be on the next flight. She won't be alone, by the way. She will be accompanied by ashes from Scotty, James Doohan, ashes from Gene Roddenberry, and Gene's wife, Nichelle Roddenberry. But it's not the first time any of those others have been in space.
I was going to say Scotty already went.
All of them.
That's kind of weird.
All of them.
Okay.
So
they had some leftovers, you're saying?
Well, that's why I think it really is.
Or they had some coffee
It's like a
creamer
little
that
tiny
was-
bit.
yeah.
Do they go back to the urn and say, "Can we have a little bit more? We want. I don't know.
You don't have to ask the urn. You just take it.
Okay.
I've got a couple of those.
So the Celestis Voyager Memorial Space Flight, a launch from Cape Canaveral. Is it a SpaceX rocket? I know.
It wasn't. This one might be.
Yeah.
You know, for my money, if I'm going to do something like that, I want to launch a whole bone. You
Okay,
know,
that's
not,
creepy.
Not cremated.
Sorry.
No, but there's a reason. So
Why?
first of all, you get that 2001 moment of the bone drifting in space
Oh,
that Stanley
jeez.
Kubrick did.
Yes.
But then you aim it for re-entry, so my kid can come out and laugh and clap while my bone burns up, and you can watch it. I mean, that'd be much cooler than just the idea that, oh, you know, Dad's pinky ashes are in orbit. So
This is
puzzled
more than
by
orbit,
this.
by the way. They will be sent out beyond the Lagrange 2 point where James Webb is.
Oh, so
It'll
great.
be
So now we're going to have these impacting the James Webb
in
mirror
space.
for more damage on top of what we're
in
going to have.
space.
That was Lieutenant Uhura.
It's powered by United Launch Alliance. I looked it up. Vulcan
it's ULA,
Centaur. ULA Vulcan. Get it? It will host Gene Roddenberry, Major Barrett Roddenberry, James Doohan. Not their first time up there, according to Vanity Fair.
Right.
The first time Gene and Major went up into space, am I saying that right? Majel, was when Jim Weatherby secretly took them up in the Space Shuttle Columbia in 1992.
How cool is that?
In 1997, Gene was loaded into a Pegasus XL rocket in the Canary Islands, from which ashes were launched, orbited Earth for 5 years before re-entering. So there's a little bit of
We just didn't see
Gene
him.
Roddenberry in all of us now. Yeah. And then through Celestis, Gene and Majel had some of their remains sent up 2 more times. So this is their 5th time. In 2013, their ashes were joined by Scotty and a strand of hair from Arthur C. Clarke. This time, this company launches DNA as well as ashes.
Yeah. I knew they were moving that direction, so you could I would just send up a skin cell, I guess.
There's a
instead of
great
the
science
bone.
fiction story that needs to be written here about James Doohan and Nichelle Nichols coming back to Earth because somebody cloned their DNA. We sent it to the aliens. They cloned it and sent it back. Like, I don't know. There seems like a story there. I'll leave that open to you. There is, by the way, a chance to join them. You have to be dead first.
But I was going to freeze
that's a bit
my
of a
head.
catch.
Doesn't that get in the way of doing that whole thing?
Yeah, no, because you could send a pinky. Just freeze the head and send the rest.
Okay.
Reservations are still open. Pricing starts at $12,500. I don't know.
And that's for specs. See, if they were going to launch all of me cremated, we need a Falcon Heavy. So I don't think it's going to happen.
Starting at, this is so curious. Starting at, what do you think
the bargain price? Well, maybe that's lower in the in the fairing, and you come out last.
Upsell. What's the upsell on your
what
ashes
is the
in
Oh,
space?
you can get a memorial service, a launch pad tour. Doesn't really help the ashes much.
A velour ash holder.
Yeah.
Maybe?
There's Gene and Majel. Hugh Daniel drew a...
I'm really disturbed by the fact that the font on that website is basically the Halo font, which makes it seem very like
wow,
Xbox-ish.
This is going to be, yeah. Is that really the Halo font? That's hysterical.
Yeah, it's very, very similar.
Is there a date on this? Because the Vulcan's not flying yet.
Well...
Did they say when?
Launch schedule.
They've had
scheduled
tons of delays if they're using
memorial flights, the Aurora flight, the Tranquility flight, the Destiny flight, the Enterprise flight, and the Excelsior flight. Yeah, they're all scheduled. They're all scheduled. Later 2022
Yeah,
for some of these. November 2022. Q4 2023, February 2023. Our most popular memorial spaceflight service.
For all the dozens of people that have done it since 2000 when we started. This reminds me of this very cool service that was coming out of Japan about 4 years ago maybe, where they were launching, I think it was before I came on your show, they were launching little cans of tungsten ball bearings coated in different chemicals, so you could have a bespoke meteor shower. So if you're having a wedding reception, it's outside, it's sunset, this thing's going overhead at that exact moment, and it would have a little explosive charge that would blast all these tungsten balls out, and they'd re-enter in this big plume of different colors.
That's like special fireworks. Almost.
A little expensive.
Yeah.
A little questionable environmentally to some, but I thought it was a really cool idea.
If you want to go up, reservations close August 31st for the Enterprise flight, which will be later this year. Or as soon as ULA can get a space launch vehicle up and running.
Yeah.
And they will stream the memorial service and the launch live via webcast.